So, have you ever found yourself just incredibly frustrated when talking to a digital assistant? You know the feeling. You tell it something super important, and literally 5 minutes later, it's completely forgotten the context of your entire conversation. We have all been there. Most personal AIs today are kind of like goldfish, right? They live purely in the moment with basically zero long-term memory. But what if your AI actually remembered? What if it could not only recall a specific preference you casually mentioned offline last week, but also seamlessly use that exact memory to perform a task for you across both your phone and your desktop? To kick off this explainer, we're going to tackle this fundamental limitation of today's forgetful assistants and explore a system that is built from the ground up to finally fix it.
Let's dive right into the anatomy of an AI and look inside Clanker's architecture. Looking at this organic digital ecosystem, you immediately see the core promises of Clanker. We're talking real-time natural voice chat, completely seamless cloud sync, smart knowledge building through document uploads, and most importantly, personalities that simply never forget. On the surface, you experience a friendly, helpful companion, but the infrastructure running behind the scenes, it is an absolute powerhouse of modern cloud architecture. It's a highly sophisticated, multi-node system handling real-time voice, cross-device browser automation, and deep semantic memory, all while maintaining incredibly strict security sandboxing.
So, to put it simply, Clanker isn't just another standard chatbot. It's a bridge, seamlessly connecting your local device right up to the cloud. It starts its life as a mobile-first application built on React Native. That means it lives natively as a blazing fast, responsive app right in your pocket. It uses Firebase Auth to act as a secure bouncer for your identity. But the actual magic? That happens when it taps into Google Vertex AI, which is essentially the heavy-duty engine powering its entire brain. This whole setup is explicitly designed to give you persistent memory and cross-device automation.
Now here is where it gets really interesting. Clanker actually splits its brain. It uses local processing for quick, immediate reflexes, but escalates to the cloud for deep semantic knowledge retrieval. On the edge, what we call the local mind right there on your phone, it runs a lightweight local SQLite database. This handles your basic offline tasks, like creating, reading, updating, and deleting notes. But when you hit it with a complex question, the system instantly escalates to the deep brain in the cloud. This relies on Cloud SQL and pgvector for advanced semantic search and some truly heavy reasoning. It's literally the perfect division of labor. You get speed and constant availability on the edge, backed up by massive computational power in the cloud.
So what happens when that local mind realizes a task is just too complex? Well, it triggers something called a just-in-time or JIT escalation sync. It builds a completely seamless handoff. Any offline messages or tasks you've created are instantly batched up into a payload. The system then bulk inserts all that history into Cloud SQL. From there, it does a zero-latency search through your deep semantic memory for relevant background facts. Finally, it builds customized system instructions for the AI on the fly. So by the time the cloud brain actually speaks to you, it already has total context of your entire offline life.
Okay, moving on from the mind, let's talk about giving the AI a voice with real-time audio. We really have to look at how Clanker actually converses with you, because it is not that clunky walkie-talkie experience where you push a button, speak, wait awkwardly for processing, and then finally hear a robotic reply. No, this architecture is built for fluid, bidirectional voice chat using the Gemini Live API. First, an auth handshake verifies exactly who's speaking. Once the session-ready event fires, the audio streaming begins. Your phone's microphone streams high-quality raw audio to the server, and the server streams it right back in tiny 20-millisecond chunks. And here's the best part. If you start speaking while the AI is talking, it detects the barge in, instantly flushes the local playback queue, and just listens to you. It honestly feels exactly like interrupting a real person. Now let's explore how it actually gets things done with the browser bridge and cross-device execution.
Just imagine this. You're walking to your car, chatting with your AI on your phone, and you casually ask it to extract the price of a flight you left open on your laptop back home. Clanker makes this completely possible, without installing some massive, battery-draining desktop app. It uses a really clever Wake and Connect lifecycle. At 0 seconds, your voice command on mobile triggers a browser action. 2 seconds in, the cloud sends a silent background push to your Chrome extension, which, by the way, is normally completely idle. This FCM push wakes it up, and by 5 seconds, it's securely connected to the cloud. And if your laptop happens to be closed, a durable wake timeout politely tells you on your phone that your browser is unreachable.
Now, to pull this off safely, the AI relies on a task DSL. Think of it as a carefully categorized dictionary of actions strictly segregated by risk. The system puts actions into 3 distinct tiers. The read-only tier includes tasks like summarizing text. These never require explicit user approval. The navigation tier lets the AI open tabs or scroll, again without approval. But the stateful tier, things like clicking buy buttons or filling out forms, invokes a rigorous approval flow. This tiering system is absolutely crucial when you compare Clanker to typical in-browser AI extensions out there today. Tools like Agent OS, Monica AI, or Sidekick Pro often just have blanket access to your browser state. Clanker structurally is prevented from doing anything destructive behind your back.
And that brings us to the secure executor on your desktop, the MV3 browser extension. This is where Clanker seriously separates itself from the pack. If you look at remote desktop AI assistants like Sistava or OpenClaw, they basically take over your entire machine. It's heavy, and frankly, it's highly invasive. Clanker takes a totally different route using Chrome's Manifest v3 architecture. This friendly little extension never acts on its own. It has no persistent background script snooping on your web pages. It only injects code to read a page or click a button when it's actively processing a task assigned by your mobile AI, and then it immediately goes back to sleep. Which naturally leads us to the most important part, sandboxing the AI for security and privacy. Let's be real, giving an AI control over your browser sounds terrifying. That is exactly why this security architecture is the most robust part of the entire system. Because a voice command alone is never enough to authorize a destructive action, Clanker forces a physical tap on your mobile lock screen to mathematically prove it's actually you. First, a destructive action classifier scans your command. If you ask it to submit a payment, the extension physically halts the action and fires a push notification straight to your phone. You have to physically tap Approve to generate a cryptographic token that dies after exactly 5 minutes. This cross-device lock screen approval is an incredibly unique defense in-depth feature. Competitors like Monica AI completely lack this level of safety. Even if someone deepfaked your voice, it wouldn't matter because the system strictly requires the physical presence of your authenticated mobile device. So, we've covered the edge-to-cloud split brain, the incredibly natural real-time voice barge-in, and a highly secure, battery-efficient browser bridge that perfectly balances autonomy with strict safety controls. It is abundantly clear that the architecture of personal assistants is moving far, far beyond a simple chat box sitting on a single screen. So I'll leave you with this final thought on where all of this is heading. In a world where your phone safely becomes the secure remote control for your entire digital life, where your AI remembers your offline thoughts and flawlessly executes complex web tasks while you're literally walking down the street, what are you going to do with all the time you get back?